Hello everybody, so our next video is going to be about Google Drive and specifically Google Docs. So if you don't have a Google email account, it's pretty easy. You just go to google.com and then it will prompt you to make a Gmail account. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign in on mine. Okay, so the cool thing about this is here's your drive, so it lists every single thing you have just on one page. And I have most of mine in folders over here, so you can just go to new, make a folder, and then you can just drag and drop into a folder. So I'm just going to drag this into my IHM folder, and now it's in there. And then another way, you can actually look at the grid view if you like that better. I like the list view better. Okay, and then the tabs on the side over here, so trash is obviously self-explanatory. Starred, these are kind of like your favorite folders or files. You can star them and then find them later here. Google Photos, these are pictures I uploaded from my phone actually. It's just an easier way to store pictures and get the pictures off my phone. Recent, that's just any recent documents you've been on, so these are the documents I've been on today. And then shared with me, so a lot of these are documents from like Nancy or Anna about things that we've shared here at school through email. And then obviously here is my drive. So up here we have our search drive bar. That's just anything you're searching for. So any of your PDFs, documents, spreadsheets, presentations, pictures, videos, and then you can get more specific with your search up here. So enter a search name, a date, a time, stuff like that. Then up here on this grid are all of your Google apps that are included. So we have Search, Maps, YouTube, Play, News, Gmail, Drive, Calendar, Google+, Translate, and Photos. And there are even more down here. And these are all free to use. And if you click on one, they actually take you to a new tab, so you don't have to get off what you're doing. Okay, let's look at Google Docs now. So we want to make a new and then go to Google Docs. Under the new category, you also have Sheets, which is kind of like Excel, and Slides, which is kind of like PowerPoint. You also have a thing called Google Forms up here on More. That is where you can make your own survey, which is pretty cool. So we're going to make a new Google Doc. So a Google Doc is basically just like a Microsoft Word document, but personally I think it's better. It automatically saves every time, so you don't have to worry about getting off of it and your work not being saved. It only saves automatically if you are on Wi-Fi though. So like if you're working in the car or something, it'll say changes saved offline. And then once you go back on it on Wi-Fi, your changes will pop up. So that's pretty cool. So up here you can change the title of your document. Untitled document, we'll just name it Doc 1. Sorry about that. So we have basically the same thing up here as Microsoft Word. You have got all your file stuff. And then one thing I like to use is make a copy. I use this when I'm making my weekly newsletter or when I'm making new lesson plans for the week. So like I'll go to my social studies plan file, make a copy, and then it makes a copy of the document without having to change the old one, so I can always look back at it. Another thing I use a lot is called download as. So if you're finished, and a lot of people don't use Google Docs, you can download it as a Word document or a PDF. Those are the two I do a lot. So I download my weekly newsletter as a PDF and then send it to my parents, so that mine's kind of a working one, so if they click on it from last week's, this week's is going to pop up. So I like to download it as a PDF and send that to them. Another thing that's pretty much the same as Microsoft Word is you have all your fonts. Okay, there's only a few on here, but you can always go to more fonts, pick whichever one you want, click on them, and then you just hit OK and it downloads them for you. Okay, your toolbar up here is pretty much the same. You've got print, undo, your text styles, font size, bold, italics, underline, your spacing or your aligning up here, your numbered list and bullets. Then you can turn editing on if you're sending a document to someone and they'd like to make notes on it. And then another thing I like to do is share it. So right now, this document is read-only, so I can get a shareable link, and then anyone with the link can view it. You can change that to you can comment it or edit. So like when Anna sent us our iPads sheets from Google, she has it on anyone can edit so that we can get on there, and she shared it with us so any of us can get on there and edit it. So that's a good way to collaborate with your team members. If you are working on a document together, you can make sure that you have it on can edit, and then any of you can work on it. You don't even have to be on the same computer. You can be at home or at school. Any of you can work on it at the same time. So another thing you can do with sharing is you can actually enter the name of people that you want to share with if you don't want to send them a link. So I'm just going to enter one of my friends from college. So you just enter her name, hit enter, and then she's on there. So this document will be shared with her, and I can change it to where she can edit it, can only comment on it, or can only view it. So your privacy settings are whichever you prefer. So if you decide you want to share the link, get shareable link, change it to whatever privacy settings you want on it, copy your link, and it's copied to your clipboard, and then you can go anywhere and paste your link. You can paste it in an email. I like to paste mine in our bulk email when I'm sending something to my parents. So this is just a basic overview of Google Docs and Google Drive. In future videos, I will be doing Google Sheets and Google Slides for you guys. So one other thing I wanted to show you is I just Googled Google Docs tips, and here comes up a Google Doc, obviously. So here's 100 tips for educators and for students. So if you wanted to read into more of that, I'll definitely send that to you guys. So it's pretty cool the things you can do. I just use Google Docs more as a way to keep track of all my things and all of my lesson plans and everything. I just think it's a lot easier than Microsoft Word. So if you guys want anything more in depth or any more tips or tricks for Google Docs, just let me know and I'll be happy to come down to your room and talk to you about it. Other than that, that's pretty much it for my video today, so have a great day.